Simon & Schuster AudioWorks presents Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Alright. Is it too late to join the manosphere now? Did I miss the window because of the Louis Theroux?
You think it's
damn Louis Theroux?
It's done now? You think this is it got buried by Louis?
No, but now it's like the mainstream is even more hyper aware. Well, I guess it's already pretty mainstream, right?
It's pretty mainstream, but
it's interesting because it's like the kind of thing you hear about that sounds niche, and then you find out that it's like, no, this is like more popular than anything that you enjoy.
Like the thing is that I would be interested in seeing how much, because I haven't seen the documentary, because you're going to be talking about the documentary, I guess. But like, I don't know how much people engage with the manosphere unconsciously. Like they don't know that it's a movement. It's more they see like all the cool manly things people are doing, you know, and they just kind of go like, yeah, I'll do this, you know, I'll do the peptides or whatever. I don't know, like I'll man up.
It's mostly
or whatever.
The gambling and stuff, isn't it? It's mostly the gambling and the finance by way of gambling.
Yeah, I guess
they're
it's
like because they've got all the stuff where it's like, you know, here's how you get a woman. Here's I'll show you how to get a real woman. But also, I'll show you how to make money so quickly by using this app. Put some money in, and they just give you money. Basically, it's easy.
Yeah, it's preying on the kind of financial independence, right? Like that goal for financial independence and being able to gain enough money that you feel safe, basically, which is horribly is rising. Like I feel like people feel like they need to make more and more and more, like because the economic situation. But it's preying on that, you know, like, I guess as a man, you're promised a lot of things, right? Like, you know, the house, the family, you know, so they're like, I haven't got shit, you know, I haven't got any of that shit, you know? So it's like, I have to now go off my way and commit to these weird, shady things because they promise these things to me. Or like,
have you ever felt promised? Have you ever felt promised in anything?
Not really. I feel like anything.
I've never felt that either, personally.
I feel like anything can be taken away from you at any point, and
you're kind of just mostly at the whims of the universe. The only thing that can stop you from the whims is society, but we're starting to erode that.
Exactly, so, and like the only way to do it is through building of things, you know, or like, you know, contributing to
creation. More isolation. Maybe there's a point where if we become so insular and isolated, it curves back around and becomes good. Possibly.
True.
So we should go deeper.
I like the programming, you know, like, you know, a lot of these programmers, like tech bros are into that sort of stuff. So I like your analogy.
Just go deeper, because just go further. Because why turn? It's the guy. He's stopping digging right before he hits the diamonds.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's like, why don't I just buy a farm somewhere and live there in a trailer? You know,
I saw a great AI generated plan of a plot of land that doesn't make any sense.
Okay,
where you use up the entirety of the space. You know, you got like a goat pen directly next to like the window of your bedroom.
Oh, okay, that's smart.
You've got an outhouse that feeds directly into a patch for crops.
And
it's too small to be able to rotate in any meaningful way.
Into your water source that you're potentially going to drink.
And you got a well as well. That is like, it's got there's a tiny corner of it, you know, chicken coop.
It has all the animals around it too. So of course.
And I think I can make that work.
Yeah, you can make that. It's cool that you didn't literally, like, you had to not really think about it at all. You just had the AI tell you what to do, right?
Exactly.
That was the best part, right?
Well, I didn't make the AI tell it. Somebody else made the AI generate it, and then I saw it online.
Yeah, that's
and
so
I
it's
said, that's good.
So it's like even
That's awesome.
You just scrolled on your timeline and now it like derails your life. Like when you like try to replicate this AI image. Like I like this idea of a man who ruins his life because he tries to like follow like an idea from an AI image. That's like an amalgam of like a maelstrom of the human knowledge, you know? Yeah, that's a great one. But yeah, you know, I feel like honestly, you know, sometimes you think something ends and maybe it just begun. You might be just in time for the manosphere.
Exactly. I mean, that sort of is what you got from Begonia, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Is that it was kind of like it had this feeling of like a reset at the end. Mm-hmm. Everybody was killed.
Yeah.
But the animals then got to flourish.
Yeah,
because they didn't have us ruining everything.
Yeah, but then you get beavers and they build everything. They become the new dominant species.
You see that Beetle Moses comic?
Yeah, you posted it, so I saw that. Yeah. I did have like that. In general, I had this idea before. I'm pretty sure of like, because I was like, I was thinking of just like they already like go out of their way to like change the landscape around them. You
beavers?
Know? Yeah, beavers.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, there's like, I bet like some like evolutionary quirk down the line can do something to them to make them like the next dominant species, I feel like. Because like elephants are really smart, but like they're just like so big and like they have trumpets that are really dexterous. But I feel like, I don't know.
They have trumpets.
They have trumpets. They have trumpets. Like they're mufellas. They have wheels too. But yeah, but I feel like, I don't know. Unless I'm just looking at it as a human, you know?
I think
I'm
you watch too much
human. Yeah.
Hundreds of beavers. I think you watched too much of that and you were like, they really could build a rocket out forward.
Yeah, I did say
I think,
wasn't real at the end after we finished watching
the
it.
Hell?
The hell?
That was the greatest historical film I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Huh? It wasn't?
What was it? Appleseed or whatever? I thought that was real. All those fables are real, aren't they?
Cider or something, right?
Johnny Appleseed or whatever. I don't fucking know.
Well, Johnny Appleseed was the guy the guy who actually went and did the seeds, I think. I'm pretty sure he was a real guy. I think it was some controversial. I think he's controversial. Johnny.
Who is it nowadays? Sometime in the future, we're also going to be controversial.
John Chapman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
John Chapman.
Well, I think the controversy is that more that it's like he was putting those seeds everywhere, and people were like, "You shouldn't be putting apple trees here. It's not good for the environment. It's not good for this environment." That's spent billions and billions of years growing and developing. Okay. And then you come along and you go, just put some fucking apples here.
Yeah.
No problem. Here you go, everybody. All right, I'm moving on.
Yeah. It's it was his kink. You couldn't stop him.
But back to my main point. Is it now? I feel like we're past the point where you can get into the manosphere stuff genuinely, but I feel like that wouldn't hurt you. I feel like if you come in now, not ironically, but I mean, if you come in now, people are going to be like, oh, well, he just learned about how much money you can make doing the manosphere stuff. Oh,
you think
and so he's just trying to bring in. They think he's just a poser. But at the same time, the whole thing is built on posing. So maybe it wouldn't hurt you at all, to be honest. Maybe it would help you in some way.
You're not actually a punk. You're just a industry plant or whatever. So in this case,
industry plant I think that's the issue with the manosphere is that all of them are industry plants.
That's true.
Literally, it is the industry itself is self-planted.
Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately,
the fucking
so strong
finance gambling companies came along and they said we need like what has the most eyes on it. Well, who's the dumbest motherfuckers in the world who would drop like all of their money just at a chance to be moderately wealthy for like a short amount of time.
And in a way where you could possibly, if you just worked a normal job and were okay, like normal, you could probably make that amount of money. Yeah, like you without the risk of all the stuff that comes from the manosphere. But no, in this case, it's like they sell you this idea that you're cheating the system in a way. You're
it's
like
cheating a system, and it's because they link it into the female attraction aspect as well, where they're like,
God.
oh well, you could go and work a job and make maybe as much money as I do, but then you're gonna spend all this time working while I'm at the gym and shit and hanging out with women, beautiful women.
You're passing off on your
by
genes.
the time you've got time for it, they're gonna be like, you're a wagey,
That's true. Oh yeah, I guess it's kind of sad that
kick
like
you to the curb.
that's just like just having a job and working a normal job and being like normal is like demonized in a way, like just.
Well, it's because it's even though it's still like in service of like a capitalist society, right?
Yeah, of course.
It still is at least the last shred of at least a social system that somebody can take part in. Like you could if you work, you still have co-workers that you interact with, and people who are willing to support each other with regards to
you rely on them and they rely
wages
on you.
and health and safety and stuff like that. And that's no good.
No good. Everyone is a warrior.
Yes.
Everyone's a warrior. Everyone is they can fucking run a society of one, basically.
What would be a good gimmick for me as my new manosphere?
Jesus Christ, man, that's rough.
Version. What would a good gimmick be to make me stand out? Maybe like a catchphrase. You need a catchphrase regardless. What's a good gimmick?
Really long pubic hair, maybe. It just goes
like that's my thing is that I say women love long pubic hair. Secretly, they don't talk about it. They like to see that thing covered in hair. You can't even see it under the hair. It's so long.
You braid it too. It goes out of the bottom of your shorts.
Oh, that's gross, man. It'd be a good gimmick.
Because it's
I feel like you would
because you're like
have extensions.
You have Viking hair where you got a braid on your head, but you also have braids coming in your shorts.
That's disgusting.
And because it's like what you don't realize is because they're all about going back in time, It's like you gotta have that body hair on all of your body,
Yeah, they didn't have the time to shave. They didn't have waxing.
Yeah, they didn't have any of
shit all over
stuff.
And it's like I feel like do you think there's a lot? I guess there's a lot of overlap between the Return and Manosphere stuff, but I guess I never considered it. Hello and welcome to Den Ensigns.
Number one Manosphere podcast
about being men.
Okay.
Me and Max are the manliest. My Ben, this is Max. We're the manliest men you could ever know. Excuse me.
We know how to change the tire on a car. We know how to
change the tire on the car.
We know how to drive a car. We know
I don't know how to drive a car. To be fair, here's the thing: if you're a real boss, you don't need to be driving the car.
That's true. You get a chauffeur. A wagey is driving your car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're paying somebody else, some broke wagey to drive your car for you.
Yeah, in a cage,
and
a wage cage
in the back. You're going, hey, pull over here. I see some fit birds.
Fit birds, of course.
I see some fit birds.
Are you smoking a cigar or something?
I'm smoking a cigarola.
Cigarola, yes, of course. Candy flavored. Do you think they make flavored cigars?
Herbal cigarettes. A candy cigar definitely exists, but I doubt it's very popular.
Yeah. Feels like such a
If you think about it, a candy bar is kind of a candy cigar, really, right? Like a Snickers. Snickers is kind of like a candy cigar, really.
It's like, when you're a kid and you like that would be the closest thing to pretend to be a cigar, right?
Yeah. You just hold a Snickers in your mouth and go.
Isn't it insane that they used to have like candy cigarettes? Remember those?
Yeah, I liked them.
They were like I liked them. They were like gum.
Just sticks
Like
of
gum.
No, I had chalky.
There were
like,
chalky ones, but I remember there was like gum ones I had once, and they were.
I don't think
pretty
I ever
good
had gum ones. I had
But it's-
chocolate ones.
But it is very funny that that's like an idea of like like it's like getting them
It comes
kids,
down to
you
the
know.
thing of, like kids do. I don't think like it like not to say it's not evil and
Not
predatory
that,
for
yeah.
that, but kids do want to emulate their parents.
Absolutely,
It's
absolutely,
like
yeah,
it's just built into them. So they see their parents smoking and they go, "I want to do that," but you know,
Yeah,
here's a pack of candy cigarettes.
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Give 'em a try.
I don't think my parents smoked at that point. When I like
My parents
had consciousness,
smoked a lot
when
when
I
I was
had
kids.
yeah, when I was kids.
When I was kid. But I must have told the story about the time I rebelled, right, with the cigarettes.
No,
I feel like I'll try.
no,
telling
this
it
is
again.
a story, right? Story time with
I
Ben.
feel bad when I was like a young kid because my parents would smoke and I was like, you know, it was in the early aughts and stuff, and that was like when you had the really big anti-smoking push, right? Talking
Yeah.
about how sick you could get, and that affected me as a child because I was like, I don't want my parents to die, obviously.
Yeah,
So I very rebelliously I took a cigarette out of one of the
Okay.
packs and I broke it in half and I put it in the
Oh.
kitchen bin. Very like
Nice.
I placed it to be
so
found,
it's yeah.
like as a
As
statement,
a protest,
you know?
a statement. It was an art piece. It was art. Yeah.
And they had
Go
they
on.
had found it and they must have had a conversation
Aw.
and then talked to me and I can't remember if they talked to my older brother as well, but they talked to me and my little brother certainly about it, and they were like, you know, we understand, like it's very scary, and we do think we should stop as well, so we'll try and like do that. And then at some point after that, my younger brother copied me and did the exact same thing after they had the conversation with us.
Yeah.
And they had found that, and then they had another conversation with us. It was like, all right, we get it. Okay, you can stop. You can stop that now. Don't do that ever again.
Yeah. This cigarette's
bad.
expensive.
Yeah, it was like, all right, but okay, we get it. All right, you made your point. You can stop now.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that again. All right, okay, because we bought them and we are gonna smoke them.
I had a smoking phase in college, I think. I tried smoking and then I stopped.
I've never smoked. I've never tried it.
I was in with the bad kids that smoked.
Oh, shit.
And I wanted to fit in. And
The annoying thing is that there is a part of my brain that does think it's cool. Like I do think the imagery of it is cool.
Yeah,
like I
'cause
think
you
somebody
just-
smoking is often cooler than somebody who doesn't.
you just think that because of David Lynch. I'm sorry. I know that's the case.
No, David Lynch is one person where I was like, that is sad that he smoked because it killed him.
But well, that's
due to
most people.
complications with the fire, you know. No, it is most people, but you know, it was like, but I mean, like there are a lot of people that smoke their entire life and don't die from anything smoking related, you know. Is what I mean to say. I know, I don't think it's cool because of David Lynch. I think it's cool because I imagine somebody who's not David Lynch, in fact. I imagine people
Just-
standing outside of a bar and stuff, you know?
Oh,
With,
you think it's
you know,
just like
fucking leather
any...
jacket and stuff. Like
Generally,
a
a person is cooler with a cigarette.
I don't,
like any person.
A
A kid,
you know
maybe?
what? No,
A
it's
child?
like... No, it's like... Here's what it is, okay? It's that not everybody who smokes is cool, but everybody who is cool smokes. In my mind.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
You know what I mean?
Right. I guess I get it. I guess.
And I'm not saying that's right. Here's the thing. I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying that's unfortunately something that is coded into my brain, and I have to fight to ignore.
Like, yeah, that's true.
You
Can
know
we
what I
can we at least admit that vaping is lame? Like, it just looks lame.
Vaping is unfortunately not cool at all.
Yeah, it's
not
extremely
cool to
lame.
vape, but it is good to vape because you need to substitute it with something if you're addicted.
Yeah, if it unless you're fucking also, we don't know what the fuck is gonna happen to all the people that vape.
We don't know yet. It's unfortunate
For their lungs, and it turns out they're gonna get some like Legionnaire's disease that you can't fix or
Who knows?
something when they're
I bumped my mic a little
70.
bit, sorry. But in my mind, when I try and think sometimes, I want to be a cooler version of myself.
Yeah.
Without me thinking it specifically, there is an image of me that is smoking a cigarette. And then I have to, a moment after that, I'm going, why am I smoking in this vision of myself?
Yeah.
Like, what? Why is that being added in? But I do think about it, and I'm like, but it would. Yeah, I feel like it would make me cooler.
I guess it's just a lot of imagery, right, is kind of associated with that, with like
you know what,
a lot of just artistic. You see black and white picture, and you see fucking
programmed into my mind because of media over the last fucking 30 years of my life. But maybe we should
Hemingway or someone, and he's like sitting there and he's smoking a cigarette or something like that, you know.
Maybe we should start smoking because of the rolling ban in the UK. We're like the last generation of people that can do it, so we may as well live it up,
you
right?
Might leave, you get the last smokers. Is that what the new movie or something? It was like the black, but then
that's like more of a documentary, maybe.
Yeah, like a documentary of like following the last people that go
maybe
on
a docu-series, perhaps.
Yeah, it would take a long time because they would have to take like over 50 years and then us dying cancer at the end.
There's that one documentary series that it follows like
The Boy, whatever. It's like Boyhood.
No, that was a movie. That was a
Boyhood.
movie called Boyhood. No, there's a series of documentaries. I haven't seen them, but there's a series of documentaries that follow
Super Size Me,
like a group of completely unrelated that follow a group of people who they started filming it when they were babies, and then every fucking like 10-15 years or something, they check in on them again and go like, well, how's life? And they've been doing it for a long time, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen
I think they
that.
might still be doing it, in fact. Because it started in like the 70s, perhaps.
Someone tries to pretend to be one of them after at a certain point.
Like they get their identity stolen.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, this is me. This is me. I'm doing okay.
That would be an interesting story.
It's just a completely different looking guy.
Like a guy gets murdered and replaced, and then they find out later that like, oh, the person that I've replaced is
part of the series.
Is part of this series, you know.
Yeah.
And now I have to pretend,
assume his life,
and then it's sad because in taking part in it to try and keep this life, they find out what a rich life that the person they murdered had.
Yeah, and what a beautiful person they were, you know. Yeah.
And that's why they regret, not from the base act of taking another person's life, but because this person in particular had a beautiful life.
It was a special kind of person.
They were a special person who didn't deserve it.
And how do I, live up to that now?
And now I have to do my best.
Well, I have to do my best now.
That's my penance.
That's my penance, is that I have to live up to their life, you know. They're rotting in that forest in a shallow grave, but, I have to live up to this.
I think this is kind of what that movie, that TV show Sneaky Pete is about, actually.
Kind of. I've watched the
Didn't
first
he
season.
He pretended to be somebody's uncle?
No, he pretended to be a guy that he met in prison.
Yeah.
And then, but the guy's alive, I'm pretty sure, from what I remember. I think he didn't even wait for him to not be, he didn't die. So he come at a certain point he comes back, he comes back.
That makes sense. He would have to come back at some point.
So it's it's because he was like, oh, he's got like next 10 years or whatever in prison. So I'm gonna still, because the guy is like estranged from his family, so the family doesn't know where he is. So when he comes out, so the guy Sneaky Pete, he assumes that he's just going to be in prison for the next 10 years, right? But he gets early release or some bullshit, and he just appears suddenly, and he's like, fuck, And it wasn't it was okay. Not the show, it wasn't anything.
It's a good name for a show.
Sneaky Pete is good. Thought it would have been.
You hear a show called Sneaky Pete, and you're like, that is interesting. I want to know more about Sneaky Pete.
Yeah, that's true. It intrigued you. What I remember, I was a little bit disappointed from this aspect of this is about a con man that he's got all these conning methods. I was like, that would be interesting, to see all the ways he
see his grifts.
Yeah, and it's not really like there is some of that, but most of it is like the dynamic of him and the family he stole basically from this person that he assumed the identity of, you know?
Yeah.
That's like mostly the biggest part of and tangentially he continues to do like scams, you know? But he's like, oh, he does like sleight of hand, you know, like, oh, whatever, you know, who gives a fuck about sleight of hand, you know? I want to see him create like a pyramid scheme, you know? That's what I want to see, you know?
You make for a good premise for a show, you know, looking into people deciding they want to construct a pyramid scheme to make some money.
Yeah. And then like how to blow up a pipeline,
but evil.
Evil, yeah. It's just like they try to
make a pyramid scheme.
I guess you would have to come up with a convincing like idea that you could sell to people that people wouldn't assume is a pyramid scheme immediately, because people kind of know what pyramid schemes are now. You know, they like kind of see that structure.
People know. Well, this is the thing with the pyramid scheme. It works because you go after the vulnerable. So, because people are conscious of it, but the idea is that you're roping in people who might be conscious of a pyramid scheme, but are vulnerable enough to fall for it.
But I'm pretty sure the reason why pyramid schemes, they're still prominent, like LLMs or something. It's
early on, a lack of knowledge is what helped them propagate, because people didn't think about this structure of scam, of business.
I think the idea is that they're illegal, like you can go to prison. So like that's the point. It's like
completely illegal.
How do we sneak it through the law? You know, like
how do we make it all kosher?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like with Polymarket stuff. It's like they basically found a loophole on how to do betting because they were they were just like using a financial like instrument, you know.
Yeah,
and it's
like gambling. And betting on futures.
Yeah, so it's like legitimately just a loophole that they found, you know? So
Also, I have an update. You remember a little while ago we talked about the Jesus thing on Polymarket, about Jesus returning?
Yeah, rising, yeah.
And we were like, why would they do this? And then I saw somebody explain why they would do it.
Why?
And it's because it's basically like a free loan for Polymarket, for like with no interest for like 3 years. They go like, will Jesus return in 2027? And people are like, well, of course he's not actually going to come back. I'm going to put like fucking $500 in this.
Yeah.
And then in fucking 3 years, I'm going to get $505.
Yeah.
So for the Polymarket, they then go, oh, cool, we've just been given $500 free for the next 3 years. You know?
Yeah, that's true, yeah. They gain money that then they can operate with, basically.
Yeah, which continue to exist longer.
And
it's obviously when the time comes, they pay everybody like an extra $5 that they've easily made over the last 3 years, and nobody worries.
They turned it into a mill, that $500. But I do wonder if any of that stuff is like, because it seems like some states, specifically in America and stuff, are kind of going after it, and they're trying to kind of do something about it. But
it's difficult because the Trumps are on the board for it.
Yeah, like that's the thing, right? They have like, he's got family on like the board of directors or or like contractors or whatever they call them, you know, like and that's the difficult part, is that like which and like that's the thing, that it's like the judges in the state, they go after the company, then they go, all right, we're gonna go to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court is run by the fucking like the Trump appointees. So it's like there's like, it's very difficult to even like find like a professional to like chase them, you know, because it's like they know that ultimately they have this ultimate hook of like, yeah, we can just spiral you into the way we want to go, you know. It's whatever. It is interesting to see how people come up with scams, though.
Speaking of scams, and returning to what we were talking about earlier, I did watch the Manosphere documentary, the Netflix documentary from Louis.
Oh, it's a Netflix. Oh, I should just watch it at documentary.
Some point. It's fine. I think it's not his strongest outing. I think his BBC doc last year on Israeli settlers was much more interesting.
Yeah.
This one, I think this is the one where it's, because for me, I was watching it with a family member who didn't know anything about this stuff.
Yeah.
And for them, it was like shocking, you know. So I think this is a good doc for people like that. If you have someone in your life who doesn't know anything about this stuff, you got to show it to them now because so they know about the scam, because it was all a scam. But for me, watching it, it was like, I'll be honest, I wish he had gone in a bit more. I feel like he was a little too accommodating, I guess, and I think he didn't touch enough on the real funding behind this stuff, you know, because it's all well and good that they make money by being controversial and dramatic, you know, through drama. I think he the main thing he focuses on is the almost like perpetual motion machine that it is, you know. In the more you focus on it, the more focus it gets, and it just is able to feed into itself.
It's like a
endlessly.
black hole, yeah.
Exactly. Which I think is good because you do get some interesting. Excuse me. You do get to see some interesting stuff. He talks mostly to this guy called HS Tiki Toki, who's like a real piece of shit. And he meets with him once, and obviously he films everything and he live streams everything. And he'll have people commenting like, "Oh, Louis Theroux's gonna blow you up," you know.
Yeah.
And the entire time, and in the reality, or at least the reality that the documentary gives to us, Louis Theroux is like completely non-confrontational to it whatsoever. He's literally just like hanging around and talking to him and seeing what he gets up to. But he starts to get super paranoid about it. He starts to make all these videos about, you know, he's gonna try and come after me for this and this and this and this. But you watch the actual interactions Louis Theroux has, and he doesn't mention any of that stuff at all, you know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the reason why it's like that is because it feeds into itself that way, right? And like, it's almost like the dangerous part about making a documentary like this is like, although on the one hand you do shine a light on this fucking like scumbag like super mainstream thing that is happening, right?
Yeah.
Just out in the open. But unfortunately, it feeds on the spotlight, you know. It is literally like it is powered by that spotlight. So you do kind of get this damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing. Right?
It's unfortunate that, like, you know, a lot of young men get
the documentary does tackle that aspect of it as well.
Like,
just to say, like, he does kind of it does kind of crescendo into that sort of realization at the end. But
yeah, it's unfortunate. Like I said, it's like a black hole, and it catches you as a younger person, crazy. Right?
It's insane.
Into a particular mindset and understanding, and you know, we all get hurt, you know, for life, and we react differently to that hurt. And sometimes, you know, if someone says like it's women's fault, you know, just their fault, you know, that you're
it's
feeling
everybody but your fault.
Yeah, exactly.
The only mistake you made is not living how I live.
Yeah.
is the messaging, you know.
Yeah, and it can get you, you know, sometimes, and there's so many people, like you said, with like the funding, with the amount of gambling ads that's on that content.
The real, I do think the real driving force of it is the gambling and the financial gambling aspect of it, where they are, and I think it's a constant presence in the documentary that I feel like Louis Theroux just doesn't touch on enough, because you see it every time there's like a what he shows, like a YouTube short clip that these people have uploaded, or a reel, you can see the warm-up right there, fucking state gambling or whatever, any of these fucking things. But he doesn't, I just feel like he doesn't draw on it enough, because I do think that primarily, if it weren't for these gambling services pumping money into these guys, they just wouldn't have the fuel. Be able to, they wouldn't have the fuel to be able to do as much as they do, and get away with as much as they do.
Because they create a demographic of people that have the only thing they have left, right? Because they disconnect from society. And the only thing they have left is like pumping whatever money they can kind of scrounge, you know, into like consumerism, right? Because there is a lot of consumerism with the manosphere
and isolationism. It's very insular. It's very like you need, you know, it's very you just like It's all for you. You know, nobody is there to help you. Nobody will ever help you. And you need to get while the getting is good, basically. You know.
Yeah.
It is a depressing documentary.
There was
this sense of dereliction of society by watching it. You know,
one of the definitely, and I think one of the certain manosphere influence. I don't give a shit to even like say his name. He did say that there's a quote he said, it's like when he was talking about like, you know, where the world is going, and it's like, oh, you know, you should make yourself some slaves, you know, because like that's what he is creating through this thing, you know. He's creating people that have like nothing else in a way, you know, like they only know this, and they it's a horrid mindset, you know. But you know, it's
you know, it's a fine document. Give it a go. If you've got Netflix, give it a go. I don't think it's his best work, but it's fine. You know, who doesn't love a bit of Louis Theroux? He's a charming guy.
You know, he makes whatever he makes is of high quality, at least. You know,
he's a good documentarian at heart, even if this one isn't like particularly great. It's difficult because although I was kind of bored because it's the kind of thing that comes with like a documentary that doesn't offer much insight into anything that you kind of already have a good understanding of, you know. But even then, it's like I still felt like annoyed, you know. I still felt like annoyed that these people exist and they continue to make a fucking shit ton of money.
I feel like it's
this fucking garbage.
In general, it's quite a difficult topic, I think, for a documentary, because it feels so disconnected from anything, you know? Like, what can you can talk to these people, like you said, you can kind of talk to them, but it's like, how can you, like, not decouple this, but digest this in a way, dissect this, you know? It's like, it's such an amalgam of different things that you're not really, like, these people don't really, they're influenced by something rather than they fall into this rather than, but there isn't like a head figure to any of it, you know. So like when he covered cults, you know, he can kind of go to the cult, you know, and see how see what the head of the cult kind of thinks, right? But here is like, what is the manosphere in general? Like, you know, what is it? There's like vague ideas of what it is, but there aren't like a book. There isn't a book. There isn't like a written article, you know, that specifies specific. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. You can just kind of show it, you know. And I understand with like the financial aspect because that's like important, I would imagine. But yeah, you know, that feels that just feels like a parasite onto this thing, you know. That they're exploiting these people. They're not kind of the cause of these. They don't cause these people. They exploit these people. You know, the gambling. Whatever. But it's like it's maybe I'll watch it. I don't know. I'll see. I need to watch something because I haven't been watching anything because I've been playing Timberborn. I don't know why.
I've been playing Beavers.
I've been playing Beavers.
I'm playing Beavers.
I play Beavers all week. 1.0 for Timberborn came out. Highly recommend it if you like city builders games. It is interesting because it is a city builder, but it also has like aspects of like it does really kind of like Jesus. It just came out of my brain. It really focuses on the mechanic of like being a beaver, of like building dams and manipulating the flow of water and stuff like that, and playing around with that and having to deal with it as they added this kind of events where the water, it turns into something called bad water, and then you have to manipulate that water away from the waterways that you needed and it's a fun little puzzle to play around with, but all of the aspects of like the city, although it has like that gimmick of the water, right, which is really well kind of developed, it doesn't skimp on the idea of like running the actual the city kind of management aspect of the game. That is also done really well. And you know, it's I've been playing around with it. It's really fun I started doing like, there is a point in a lot of like city builders or just like any sort of like even what's the Planet Costers, like any of tycoon games even, where you just start at like going beyond just like, oh, I'm just playing a logic thing where I'm just like trying to be as efficient as possible. You're trying to be more creative about it. You know, I have this in the current save that I'm running. I have like this thing where I try to make like a different culture for each district that I have. So I have like this main district that has like more, it's like more lush and wide and flat, while I have the industrial complex, which is like, has like no greenery in it, you know, and it's like, has like all these machinery running everywhere, and all the manufacturing goes through there, and manufactures the robots. You can make robot beavers. They added that.
Okay,
that's really fun. And I try to kind of change the way that district looks to be like, and make it so it's like they're more focused on religion. So I put a lot of temples, and there is that.
Very city skylines with it.
Exactly, and it's really fun to just kind of it's one of those games we can do that. You can kind of engage further through just a little bit of roleplay, I guess. But that's just me. That's the way I like enjoying these sort of games. Is that not to just be like as efficient as possible, but to create a little kind of world, right? That that has like a history. A made up history, right? But whatever. I've just been, unfortunately, if anybody played these sort of games, they know they can consume your life, consume your free time. I need to get the fuck out of it. I need to get beavers off of my mind. Maybe watch thousands of beavers, you know, to wean myself off.
A beaver guy. Just become
a beaver guy. Become completely entrenched in beaver life.
Build a dam somewhere.
They're bringing them back in this country. You know,
really? Okay, that's interesting. That would be awesome.
They where have they put them so far? They've like put them in some places. They're not like they've introduced them. I feel like in like the Southwest a little bit or something.
Yeah, an obligatory bober, kurwa, ja pierdolę, jakie bydle. There you go.
Bober.
There you go. Bober.
There's not a lot here in England at the moment.
Yeah, unfortunately.
They're a protected species. I didn't do much else. We can talk about Starfleet Academy. I guess I'll say I watched I Swear. It was fine. Okay. It's exactly what you would expect this movie to be. There's nothing, you won't watch anything and be surprised by it, I think. It's like it's a biopic about a guy who has Tourette's and his life and how he became a
spokesperson for it. For awareness of the
outside of that, it's just like performances are like fine, you know. Nothing too crazy, I think. Nothing too bad. Hits the emotional beats that you'd expect, you know, the struggles, the loss of important figures in their life, people who understand them and people who don't.
Yeah.
And yeah, just kind of, it's exactly what it is. It does, watching the movie does make the controversy the other week more interesting, because the entire message of the movie is, I don't mean any of the shit I'm saying, and I can't help it.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. In fact, but also not even really I'm sorry, but more like the fact that I don't feel like I should have to say sorry, because it's like something I can't control about myself. You know? And then the immediate controversy there being people going, he meant that shit.
Yeah, it was a bit maddening that,
it's
but
so insane.
I could people saying that is maddening, that people get kind of, but like I feel like just exposing him to that, like for the BBC not doing the job that
they fucked up.
It would have just not happened, you know. Like, I feel like if they just removed it from the thing, like they did other things throughout that, it wouldn't be as bad, basically, you know. I don't know. It's the
But that's I mean, that's like 3 weeks old now, so who cares?
Yeah, who cares? That's
I watched Predator Badlands as well. It was whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm a Predator guy.
It's just
I'm one of the
action
few
movie.
men who can say they're not a Predator.
Ooh, few.
That's right.
Few men.
There are too many men out there watching films about predators.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's starting to affect them, and you know what? They need help. Me, I
Sure.
watch one of these Predator films, and I'm like, I can't stand this guy.
Yeah, I would just.
I hate this. I hate the Predators.
Yeah, why are they? Yeah, because it is kind of like they go on the thing and they hunt, right? And it's like it's like just fuck off, just don't do it, you know?
It was a much more like there were like I see now that it is rated 12 because I didn't think it would be like. It felt kind of family friendly, to be honest. You know, like
A little bit, yeah.
all the people
Even the
that
story,
got attacked and dismembered were all robots.
that's
They put
true.
They put a funny monkey in it. You know,
They did, yeah. They put a Grogu in it.
they put like a little funny monkey. And yeah, I didn't think it was like this sort of cartoony movie. And
It is very
was.
cartoony
And it was
because
kinda-
it's
I don't know.
even with like the messaging is very kind of
Yeah,
kids
family.
like the family and like
family,
nature.
His dad is evil, killed his brother.
Yeah.
Elle Fanning has sister evil. Monkey
Don't-
is daughter of Big Monkey, who they want to kill.
Yeah,
Take care of each other. People.
but then they find strength in themselves, you know, that sort of thing. And it's like it's because they work together, they find the strength to defeat the evil, you know, at the end. And it's like, all right, it's a very like you now that you said it's 12. Yeah, it does have a very kind of straightforward, good messaging, you know, I guess. But yeah, I guess the gimmick. I thought they have the android that's split in there. It's like the gimmick that they wanted.
carrying her around is like a good hook, I guess.
Yeah.
For the I guess the second act mostly.
Yeah, and then he
But,
he uses all the nature as his weapon and stuff. So
yeah.
it's like his gimmick, and
Fuck
you know,
this movie.
and it's another thing with like
Fuck
being a
this
kids movie,
Starfleet
like.
Academy.
He's like a weak predator, so they're like,
He's the run. He's like
he's
a
the runt.
regular sized guy as a predator.
We're all runts in reality, you know. So we can
true,
just
we are the runts.
we are the runt predator, you know.
Don't say that. Don't refer to you or anybody else as that ever.
Runt
Don't.
predator.
You can't be saying that, bro. That's not good.
Runt predator, man. Jesus. All right,
Starfleet Academy. Fuck that
Academy.
movie. Starfleet Academy. Ruben Kahn, Max. The Doctor was sick. I kind of forgot about a lot of this episode. I won't lie.
This is a one con
This is
of
the
an
big
episode.
grand finale. Well, you know what was interesting about this finale to me
Mm-hmm.
is that it despite the fact that they began filming the second season last September,
Yeah.
watching this episode feels like they didn't think they would ever make any more.
Because because apparently they reshot this.
What?
Apparently, like they was supposed to like die or something. Like everybody was supposed to die. This it's just like a rumor I heard that like they had to reshoot this episode.
But that still doesn't. I'm not talking about reshoots though. I'm talking about like.
Yeah, because they were going to kill everyone.
No, I know, but what I mean
Yeah.
is that like that would make it feel. Even I'm saying it feels too final even for that.
Oh, okay.
I'm
yeah,
saying this
okay.
feels too much like they
Well,
weren't
they
expecting to make it. Like the way it's shot is like a big movie finale.
They'll get a braca, another
rather the way it's
braca.
edited, I suppose. Rather
They'll
than
get
shot.
another braca in the next season. You know.
They have the big credits where they show all of the people as children, you know, where they're like,
Yes.
and this person was this there. Baby.
That's true.
They have the big send off where all of the ships are there, and it's like we're going off into a bright future where with no Nux Taku or whatever his name
no
was.
baggage anymore.
Yeah, everybody's happy and friendly, and I'm saying that like with them all surviving. If they died, obviously it would make sense why it felt like a big finale, because it's like that's the end of the series, right? But it felt weird because it's like, why was this so grand despite the fact that it's like I get it's the season finale, but it felt like the finale of the whole show is what I'm saying. Despite the fact that they began production on a second season like fucking 6 months ago.
Yeah.
It's weird. I didn't like the episode very much either. I don't know about you.
Yeah, no, I just didn't it's just like not really much they could have done in this final episode to kind of change my opinion about anything. Honestly, it's I complained a lot while we were watching this episode with like just
there's
some,
a lot
like,
of stuff that is just
things.
like it just feels really stupid. Like they have the whole thing at the beginning where Baraka turns up and captures the captain and Caleb's mother. And then they're like, all right, now we're gonna blow up your ship, and then they use the doctor does like a hologram thing, and they blow up a hologram of the ship, and then they fly the ship in impulse over to the thing. They have these lines of like the kind of stuff where it's like clearly they wrote and shot this before they had a strong idea of how it would look, because they're like, oh, Federation space is surrounded by hundreds of these mines, but the way they portrayed it up until then is that it would have to be billions of these mines in order to do what they were doing. So, and I know there's like a nitpick, but it just, you hear it and you're like, what do you mean hundreds? It's an entire section of space.
Yes, exactly.
It's multiple solar systems surrounded by these mines. And they're like, yeah, hundreds of them. It's like, no, it would have to be billions
to like contain like multiple planets. Like
exactly.
It's like
each one is like the circumference of a moon,
solar systems and shit. And it's like it's so weird because it's like I think they're trying to kind of like really push it. Like they were put a lot of emphasis on the idea that it's like one particle of whatever this thing. But it's like I'm still like, is like the Federation not seeing if somebody's not like mining their fucking borders?
It's weird.
You know, like
it's especially because like the way they portray it, there is a visual element to it where you see big red orbs.
Yeah,
is literally a big red wall of orbs around a section of space.
Yeah.
So you have to wonder like, how the fuck did it get to this point? It would take even with like warp travel and stuff, it would take like years to lay all
years
of
like organized like organizations of like thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people, you know. It's like it's weird. It's very, I don't know, like it feels really far-fetched of an idea for like Baraka to be able
grand. And the fact that all of this is in service of him doing like this big trial or something. The main sort of the crux of the episode, I guess, is that Baraka puts the Starfleet on trial by way of Nala Ake, one of them, and puts the verdict down to Caleb's mother. So you have a full circle kind of moment here. You know, we started the show with them on trial by Ake, and now Ake is on trial by them for separating their family and everything. Yeah, and we finally get Baraka's backstory here, where he's like, you know, we were in a mining colony and we didn't have any food during the burn, and we kept seeing a Federation ship flying over with supplies, and we tried to contact them, but they wouldn't listen to us. And we wanted to trade with them, but they wouldn't listen to us. And then one day my father got so PO'd that he built a weapon and he shot at them, and then it missed. But even though it missed, they carpet bombed our entire home, you know.
Yeah,
and they're very specific with this. They carpet bombed them with like red fire, you know. It was like this blazing red attack by these shipping ships, you know.
Yeah.
And then the twist is, oh, actually, you didn't know in that period of time the Federation used blue and green lasers, buddy. There's
so...
no way that you have no reason to be mad at Starfleet and our practices during the burn whatsoever. You're a stupid chud, buddy.
Yeah, your stupid fucking dad made a stupid gun that ignited the atmosphere.
Yeah, it turned out your dad fucking blew up the atmosphere with his stupid gun. It's like, I don't know. That feels like
it feels really lame. It feels really
lame. It's like you at least at the very least. At the very least, you've introduced this little wrinkle of thing for Starfleet, where you're like, oh, maybe a captain did some fucked up thing during the burn.
An admiral.
Should they be put on trial for that? You know,
yeah,
because admirals are always making fucking stupid bullshit decisions because they're insane. As soon as they become admirals, they become insane. But it's such a hand wave away at the end to be like, no, actually, Bracca's just insane and stupid, and his family is stupid, and his people were fucking morons, and they deserve to die, so fuck them.
Yeah,
it's like, it doesn't like, even talk about the fact that it's like, maybe it was a Starfleet ship, and the fucking green or blue laser had a red appearance because of the atmosphere. I feel like in old Star Trek, I was thinking about this. In old Star Trek, if they had a similar storyline like this, you would add further complications and you would build on it, right? You would have the reveal of like, you would have this reveal of like, you said red lasers, but in that period of time, we didn't have any red weaponry. You know, all of our weaponry had a blue or green tint to it, so it couldn't have been us. And then you would have a wrinkle that comes up later where they're like, well, actually, we did some research, and in the atmosphere of his planet, those weapons would have looked red. And then you go, oh, shit. Okay, well, maybe we did. I don't know. You would at least, like, add some layers to it. But instead, he has this whole fucking speech where he's like, my dad is a good man, and my people were fucked over by
starving.
And then the big reveal is that it's like, nah, Bracca's just a big, fat, stupid chud.
Yeah, because like it feels
this
like
big grand plan, but then everybody decided to fucking they just fought back, I guess, and they made a better shitty argument than him. And
yeah, because I was thinking that he was going to be like he knows it was his dad, but it seems like the way he even
it seemed like he was just it never occurred to him.
Never
that
occurred
his
to
dad
him.
Made a weapon that didn't work.
I was like, because I genuinely thought that he's arguing in bad faith because he knows the truth, but at the same time he doesn't want to acknowledge the fact that it was his dad that caused it.
Yeah. Like that would make more sense if there was a wrinkle of like, oh, he's knowingly misinterpreting the facts because he hates Starfleet because he wants to make a bunch of money. But they didn't even do that. It was like, no,
he legitimately didn't think.
We wanted to make him seem sympathetic so that we could also make him stupider.
Yeah, exactly, you know?
We're going to make him even more stupid. And I'm not saying like, oh, Bracca should have been given a second chance because, I mean, the show paints him as a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But it just makes him as a villain feel so fucking boring and weak, which is a shame because Paul Giamatti's the person who's giving it the most in this whole show. He's chewing the scenery. He's fucking like moving around. He's emoting. He's giving like an actual performance.
He
in
gets a lot
comparison to half the cast who fucking. I won't be rude. I won't be too rude. Let's just say they're not living up to everybody else's performance.
He gets a lot, of time to just kind of, like you said, he gets a lot of scenes that just like, here's Bracca, he's doing a thing, doing a speech. He's intimidating Starfleet, he's
not in a lot of the show. He's in like 4 episodes or something, right?
Yeah.
Maybe, if that, maybe more like 3, to be honest.
Yeah. But when he's on screen, he gets a lot of breathing room to do his thing.
He chews the scenery, as they say.
Yeah. But just like another thing that made me laugh really hard was it was immediately episode starts and they go, why could the Discovery fly through the thing?
That was funny. They were like, Discovery's whole thing is that it can be anywhere in an instant, right? It doesn't travel, it like teleports around. And they had to come up with a reason to be like,
it was like, no, it's still like disturbs
the mycelium network would still do the mines, I guess.
Yeah. And it's so funny that the Discovery is such a like such a unique thing.
It's overpowered.
But it's such a burden for the writers because they always
have to come up with a reason why the Discovery can't do shit because the Discovery is too powerful. It's that's the double-edged sword of creating something that's powerful and interesting is that it becomes too much of a get out of jail free card. So you have to come up with the right contrived reasons why the most powerful thing actually can't do anything.
It is very.
They have to job. They have to job, as it were.
Yeah, they're literally beginning of the episode. They gotta seal that loophole. They're like, just immediately. Mm-hmm. Another thing that I was very kind of, you had the Doctor kind of puzzle, I guess you could say it, where he gets
the Doctor stuff was dog shit. So they have the whole thing of he fucking uses his little 1 million year old chip to run a program to make a holographic ship from Voyager. So the enemies attack that instead. But it breaks him a bit, and there's a lot of drama that luckily we had Jaden around to deal with off screen, so he doesn't fucking do anything again. But he becomes a bit broke. He gets aphasia, basically. He starts saying the wrong thing. He can't control what he's saying properly. And what he's trying to do is explain a way for them to stop the particle
stabilize the particle.
He has an idea of how to stabilize it, and the only people that can work it out are Sam and Genesis. They work out that he's clearly trying to say something in particular.
No, it's Jaden specifically.
Jaden tells them, but then Sam is the one that figures it out. She's like, Rubin. He's saying Rubicon, but that's not right. It's Rubicon. Why is he saying Rubicon? And then it's like, because he means Rubin particles to stop the gluons.
Yeah, because
you've got the glue or something
on your shoes or whatever he says.
Yeah, and the glue on your shoes and the Rubicon, cross the Rubicon. And it's like, huh? And so he's like, but he's altering what he's saying
a bit. So it feels like the writers had an idea for a puzzle, but they really struggled to come up with something.
Right,
so they
a
just
puzzle is hard, so they just
it's true. It is very hard to, because the entire time while we were watching this scene, I was like, I'm legitimately thinking, trying to work out what this could be.
Yeah, could you as a viewer figure it out?
Then Sam goes, do you mean Rubin particles and gluons?
And he's nodding, which makes me question.
Yeah.
So he still has control of his motor functions. Why doesn't he just get a piece of paper and a pen and write what he's trying to say instead of coming up with this fucking stupid plan?
Use the console or something that they have access to, on the ship, anything.
Because you think about it feels like a similar plot line to in DS9 when the old fucking Cardassian booby trap that they've put in the replicators triggers and everybody gets this aphasia. They struggle to communicate and they can't communicate in any way whatsoever because every time they try and write or say something they write something different. It's a symptom that somebody can have of a neurological problem where you're literally, it's like the wires are crossed and you are not saying the thing you mean to say, right?
Yes.
It's coming out differently to how you mean it. So they're trying to do that, but yeah, like you say, it's not something that you as the viewer can solve. It's more for Sam and Genesis to have a growth moment, right? Because Sam fucking became different because she went back to her planet and she had to live 18 years with the Doctor as her dad. And then she comes back and she's different and she's like, everybody hates me now because I'm not the same as the old Sam. And they're like, you're chill. It's fine. We knew you for 2 months, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. Gonna fucking get over it.
That's true.
And because of that, they're able to fucking find out this fucking bullshit of how this is how we can stop the particle immediately without any problem. But it's a problem because it's down to the wire. Nux Braga, he's got the button that's gonna trigger all the mines. He's about to press it. Oh, he's gonna press it. Sam, quick, type faster. Oh, he's gonna press it. Beep. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Hooray.
Awesome.
Good job, everybody.
Yeah. And then the barrier comes down and all of Starfleet jumps in, and they
Yeah,
they do what we also...
They have a show of force.
Yeah, they also do a lot of, like... What is it called? Like, it was like... They do, like... It's like... He uses the trial that it's televised.
It's televised. So everybody in the galaxy can see Starfleet on trial, you know?
Yeah, and it's like... Yeah, it's supposed to be like Fox or... Because, like... Yeah,
no,
it's like...
It's CNN.
CNN, yeah.
It's listed as VNN.
VNN, yeah.
Venarial News Network.
There you go, that's what it was. I was like trying to remember what it was.
As CNN.
Yeah, and... yeah, it's weird. I don't know. It's just not...
It's not good. You know what? The show's not good. Fuck it. I don't care anymore.
That's the thing. It's like it
half
never...
the fucking people in it suck ass. And it might not be their acting. It could be the editing. It could be the writing. But at the end of the day, it's indicative of the fact that, at least for us, it's always a personal preference, Max. It's always subjective.
That's true.
At least for us, this show sucks complete ass. And it's not good.
I'm very mad about, like, you know, like, for example, like Jaden. I just, like...
He got sidelined in this episode. He really doesn't do a lot.
He doesn't do a lot. In general, he doesn't do a lot throughout all of the episodes. He gets, like, the episode with the Klingons. But I just feel like I don't know what Jaden is about still.
Jaden is, I'll be honest, and this feels this is really cynical of me to say, and it's really pessimistic, and I don't want to believe it's the case, but the way he exists in this show feels like that to me. It feels like they just wanted to put a Klingon in a skirt. They just wanted to do a Klingon character who was like a sensitive guy. And put him in a skirt and make him gay and stuff, so that they could be like, look at our awesome, wholesome Chungus kid show, you know?
Yeah.
Teen school Star Trek show. We gotta get it. And I, every single time it comes up, I love the fact that they are happy to put male characters in skirts in these shows, okay?
Yeah.
I love that fact. I just wish they didn't look like absolute dog shit. The outfits look like crap. And every single time I see Jaden in that fucking stupid ass gray school uniform with the fucking blue or red stripe or whatever, with that fucking stupid ass flat skirt, it pisses me the fuck off. I hate how it looks.
Yeah, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. It's not the fact that it's the skirt.
It's not the skirt.
Fact that it just looks bad.
Bad outfit.
It's a bad composition for the clothing. It's not good.
They need to give him something more fitting. They need to give it, like, I don't know, maybe a longer skirt would look better. Yeah, like, I don't know.
Something, we're not
maybe
costume
something
designers.
With more pleats or something, you know? I don't know. Just with texture, because he just has like this tube body that he's wearing, this grey fucking tube that he's walking around in, and it looks like shit, man. It pisses me off. And the Kionian shit pisses me off too. Why? Not even in the last episode did they do the him becomes a lizard again thing. Literally, they do it once in the first episode, and then he's just a dude. Even on the episode where they go to the Kionians and they talk and they hang out with a bunch of other Kionians, they don't fucking make them lizards.
They still choose to make them be human.
Man?
And it's
what was the point? You could have saved so much money on that fucking stupid bullshit effects you had in that first episode by just fucking giving him some stupid ass like Bajoran style makeup, you know? Just give him like some fucking dots on the side of their head.
Like an accessory that he wears, because I don't know.
Do some like scales on their neck. Maybe they have scales up to a point. He just has like a dicky of scales, and then it goes into skin or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
but you have it just makes me wonder. Like, it's again so cynical of me, but it just feels like the guy was like, "I'm a young actor. I don't want to be in makeup the entire show. I want to have my face out there," and they were like, "Okay." Fine, whatever.
And we won't think about any like we couldn't like do like what you said, just like a little accent. You know,
we don't want to do it again. Yeah, we don't want to. He was like, I don't want to wear any makeup like that or anything. I don't want to look like a stupid alien. And they were like, all right, fucking whatever,
and
sure.
It's just like in general, like even with this finale, I feel like it's so dumb because again, with that episode with with the wedding, I literally told, like, we were watching it and I said his wife, his promised wife, is going to say he should go back to Starfleet because there can't be any conflict.
We were saying that while we were watching it.
And then it happened.
Of course, that's the natural.
And in this
thing,
episode,
Jaden is going to make a speech that makes her go, "Oh, I can see he really loves being in Starfleet. I don't want to take that away from him because I don't want to have a husband who's like constantly thinking about what could have been, you know."
Yeah, and then in this episode, in this episode, again, we have this idea of like, actually, Starfleet didn't do anything wrong, I guess.
Yeah, no,
but
none of the good guys ever did anything wrong.
Yeah, and it turns out it was a stupid idiot of a guy who shot a weapon into the flammable atmosphere, you know, that they had.
He fucking blew up his entire colony.
You know, and it's like...
that's just how it is. And Starfleet's cool, actually. Starfleet's chill.
Yeah, there's nothing...
That's what the whole show is about. The whole show is about the fact that, you know, sometimes the government has to make hard decisions, but don't question them, because it's always good. At the end of the day, it's always in the service of the greater good, and there's nothing else untoward that could ever be happening, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, honestly.
And you know what? If you want to be a part of it, you could be a part of it.
You can join the... Actually, we're up for next war, so, you know.
Yeah.
Join up.
We need to be doing what we're doing.
You know, when you think about it, the Starfleet Academy is kind of like a military academy in the real world. You can just do that.
No, that was the thing I didn't say at the end, but I like that at the end they had the military people coming in.
Yeah,
showing you that that's why they need a military academy still, so they can have the people who have to, you know, you have to have a man strong enough to pull the trigger, you know, to get against that child's head. They should
do that. They should have executed Braca on camera. Using that camera they had set up, they should
well,
have
they
just
punched him around. Remember, they had
I
know.
Had a
bit of a,
so dumb.
Again, I don't want to be too cynical, but they had a bit of a girl boss moment where Caleb's mother and Captain Ake got to like sock him one. You know,
yeah.
Like, this is what you get for pissing us off.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, that can be fine and cathartic, but it feels unearned and it feels out of character in this show. I don't know. Especially seeing as Ake is often shown as, like, she's the unconventional one, right? She's the unconventional captain. She walks around without shoes on. She sits in the chair all weird. She's quirky and fun, and she hangs out with people casually. Even then, I was like, she really? She would, like, just... trying to
and then like
out at the end.
and like a tooth falls out.
Yeah, they have a little
like,
comedy bit where he's like, "Huh, you call that a punch?" And then he spits a tooth out because it's like, he's
really
trying to act tough.
Yeah.
No, it's like he's trying to act all tough, you know. But it's like he actually got his shit knocked in. And then Caleb's mother does the same thing, and it's like, I don't know. I guess I can see Caleb's mother doing it more.
Yeah, that's
supposed
true,
to be like not a professional woman, I guess, you know. But
no professional woman.
She's not like a fucking captain of a ship. She's like a lady who's fucking steals stuff, I guess, and smuggles.
I actually don't know what she did. I think she just does crime. I think.
All she's ever done is a crime and then lived in a penal colony for like the rest of her life until being broken out by Braca. Not a good show.
Interesting what they're gonna do in the second season. Like you said, it does feel like they just kind of closed everything off. Caleb found his mom.
Yep.
He found his mom, and
we'll get the Discovery thing where they'll introduce some new problem that they have to all deal with.
Yeah,
over the course of 10 episodes. But obviously they don't want to. They don't want to repeat the Discovery mistakes, so it will be like very episodic still. Like this season, and you'll get little hints. I still feel like the finding Caleb's mother thing feels really unearned, you know?
Yeah,
like they keep talking about like, I've been doing it this whole time in the background off screen though nobody's looking. It's like, but they really want you to be like, he's been doing this for so long, and it's like I haven't got that impression. I get the impression I got is that he forgot about it as soon as he started.
Remember, like I said, there was that episode where he's like they have like the summer break or whatever, and he's like suntanning in the thing, and he's chilling, and I was like, wouldn't this be like the perfect time to like hang out and like find some leads, you know, like legitimately, like this seems like a perfect time. You don't even have to like skip school or anything.
Really, you should be doing a mini holdovers thing where he has to be looked after at school because he doesn't have any legal guardians, and he's trying to break out so he can go and fucking search for his mom. But instead, he's like, I gotta show off my fucking ripped body,
amazing body.
I'm flirting with Genesis. We're playing that stupid game and stuff. We're getting into hijinks, and it's like, what happened to your mother, man?
Yeah,
like,
then
you're supposed to be looking for her.
We do holdovers. He's holding over with a hologram of Boothby in the academy. Like we said, Boothby is connected to every single monster.
We can't do that. Boothby has to hang out with Genesis because Genesis is going to be the captain.
You're right. She's the captain.
She's the captain.
You're right.
Imposter syndrome.
The imposter syndrome, yes.
So that would, So basically, the whole show feels like a mess, and I don't know. Maybe it's popular. Clearly, it's doing some numbers at least. I guess
maybe.
I don't know. It sucks.
I wouldn't recommend anybody. Like the thing about
this is now to me the worst Star Trek series, and I don't mean that to be like there's so much like stupid stuff in it. More that it's probably like the most boring, bored I've ever felt watching Star Trek.
Yeah, like I've.
This is the most like this is not for me as Star Trek has ever been.
Yeah, it's rough, and like it does. The only thing this series has going for it, and mostly why people are watching, is because it has the Star Trek IP attached to it, and I don't know, it feels I
do agree. I think if it were like a different setting entirely, like they were just doing like the space school show,
Orville Academy, but not made by Seth MacFarlane.
Orville Academy,
let's go, Seth MacFarlane. We're waiting for a call.
They ain't making any more Ted apparently, so I guess he's got nothing else to do.
Yeah, let's go.
They're doing
Orville
a Stewie
Academy
spin-off. Did you hear about that? They're doing a spin-off with Stewie.
Live action with a man with a shaped head like Stewie? No? Why not? That's a bad idea. You think that's
an interesting development if they had a live action Stewie Griffin?
And he has like prosthetics on the side of his head to make it like a football, That would be awesome. But then the actor is like, I want to do it at the beginning of the episode. Something has to happen in the first episode that removes these from my head.
No, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. Because he would the guy who's playing Stewie in live action would not be voicing Stewie. So he wouldn't get a say like that. It would Seth MacFarlane would dub over the guy with Stewie's voice.
That's true. You're right.
To be honest, because they used some AI deepfake stuff in the most recent TED version, the TED TV series. I haven't watched the series, but I saw a clip where it's like Bill Clinton played by Seth MacFarlane, and they haven't used prosthetics or anything. They've just like they did the like deepfake thing to make to make him look very, very eerily like Bill Clinton.
All right.
So then maybe they'll just do that to Seth MacFarlane. They'll just have Seth MacFarlane live action playing Stewie, deep fake some cones on the side of his head.
On his knees, so he's shorter.
Deep fake him into a baby.
But we got Strange New Worlds, I guess, coming out this year, so we'll probably watch that.
At some point, there's supposed to be more, probably closer to the end of summer, I would have to say, I guess.
Probably. They're in post-production for what I looked at. They're like doing all the editing, and they done all the photography, so hopefully it's gonna come out. And we'll see what they do, because the last season was insane, especially with the ending.
It was not very good. It was really bad, actually.
It was really bad.
It's weird, because like, I don't think Strange New Worlds is the best Star Trek out there, for sure. But the first two seasons were like fine.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Decent.
Either like definitely not to everybody's taste, but I think as far as the new Trek went, it was fine. Yeah, it was entertaining at least. Yeah. But then that third season, they really like. They really like went in a weird direction with
very
it.
Weird direction.
Very strange.
I guess
they kind of destroyed the my image of the show of being like kind of fun into being like, oh, this is actually not. Made me look back and go like, the other two seasons weren't this bad, right?
And we were kind of debating that of like, we probably rewatched the other seasons, but to see if we're blinded or something. But it's like I don't know if I feel like
who's got
watching
the time?
Discovery.
Who's got the
Discovery. I mean, Strange New Worlds. Who's got the
Who
time?
cares about that when
I
we've
need to-
got the pit?
I need to-
season
I need to-
season 2 episode.
I need to play with my beavers. You know, I need to
You got
play with my
Beaver game to play. I
Yeah.
got other stuff to do, I guess. I don't know, but in particular, another episode of the pit this week. Bit of a chaotic one. A lot of stuff coming together. A controversial one in the fandom, you know.
Really? Why?
Yes, because of the argument of Santos and Langdon. You know, you remember how they
Yeah.
were, you know, they were being very unprofessional this episode.
Yeah. They were
And everybody is siding with Langdon over it because they think that she's being a bit of an asshole, you know.
yeah.
And then her thing being like, you know, he did something wrong, and then he just gets walked back in here.
And
So
no, but because
some
she
people are like
also,
very, you know, and Dr. Robbie as well. People hate Dr. Robbie now, man,
yeah, I
because
think
of
with,
how he blew up on.
Oh,
on,
yeah.
on
I don't remember what she was called.
Javadi for having
Javadi, yeah.
for having a panic attack.
I feel like the thing with the Langdon,
Mohan, not Javadi. Mohan.
okay, with Langdon and her is that she said that like, oh, I was
No,
like,
say Santos. Say Santos.
I don't remember the
There we go.
names. Like as
No,
soon
it's
as you
fine.
said it, like,
but I had a flash in my mind, like Max remembered the male character I said 2 seconds ago, but not the
Yeah.
female character I said 2
yeah,
seconds ago.
it's just
And I
a
was
cooler-
like, no,
Langdon
he's
is-
gonna get cancelled. I have to save him.
Langdon is just an objectively cooler name. Okay.
No, it's not. No, it's not in any way. Are you kidding me? Santos is a much cooler fucking name. They were insane.
Santos.
That's crazy.
She says that she was a pariah for a year. I think she said.
It's
That's what she
interesting,
says.
yeah,
So
but
it's like,
I mean, the tough love she gets afterwards from the surgeon is that, you know, maybe you're not a pariah. Maybe you just think everybody is like slighting you. all the
true.
time,
Yeah.
you know?
True.
Maybe you just have this self-image that people don't like you.
That-
At the end of the day, it's because you're like a difficult person to work.
That's why I didn't remember her name, because she's just like a meh. You know, she's just I don't want to know her. No, the character, of course. The actress is fine. But yeah, what? So with Robbie, that was the controversy. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just characters. I don't know.
I know. When I talk about in the fan, I'm
I
being
want more.
facetious 'cause
I
don't
want
give a fuck.
more. I want more Ogilvy. You know.
Oh yeah, and Mel's sister is fucking,
Yeah. Well, who isn't?
which is a pretty
nowadays, like-
interesting storyline to throw in. I can't wait to see how it unfolds. Yeah, it's still a good show. Still a good show.
Yeah, still a good shit. Well,
There's
we
fucking
got
still
five.
5 episodes left.
Five,
Oh my god.
It's flying.
I love
it's
it. I
flying.
love it. I
Honestly,
love
it's
it.
like it's a good show. Like when
I
you're
love
just like,
having
yeah,
just a good show.
it is funny that like
nothing
you
too crazy, just a good fucking medical show.
character-driven show
Good
with cool
character-driven
dynamics
show.
with between
Good facts,
characters.
interesting structure. You know.
Yeah. Interesting, just facts of like medical facts that you get
Yeah,
to kind
well
of like
researched, you know.
well researched, you
Or
know.
at least feeling well researched.
Well,
I can't
we
say
don't
it's
know.
accurate. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm not a fucking doctor.
True.
But if it has the vibe of being well researched, right?
Yeah, yeah.
it
maybe
feels
it's all
grounded. I should say
misinformation.
it
We don't know.
feels grounded in reality. you
Yeah.
know?
It
Even
was
if
very.
it's very extravagant, it still has that feeling of
But
like
that's the thing.
this
Now,
is
when
real people with real problems.
when we watch it on Friday every week, you won't have to watch Star Trek Academy before it. You know, it's done.
Oh, it does feel good. It does feel good.
It's
It's really a relief.
It's like when you have a bad toothache and you gotta, you pull that tooth out, it's gone. Suddenly it's just
Like
gone.
no
you
other
know?
choice. You know, you rip that thing out.
You gotta do. Unfortunately, we did pick Star Trek as our main theme.
Some
the
might say
podcast.
that's a mistake. I might as well. I might as well. It's definitely, I'll be honest, it's definitely not helped us. I'm gonna
No,
be
absolutely
honest.
not. I sometimes look at it as like, oh, fuck me. I bet there's so many people like that click on this and they go like, they're not talking about Star Trek at all.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we don't even do it now. So
Every
even if
single
it were to
time.
help somebody click on it, they're not gonna listen.
And they just like look at the episode names and they're
we
like,
fucked it all up.
they're like dead schlock or something for the. It's like, what is that? Is that Star Trek related? It's like,
No, well, but no, that's not fair because it literally starts with SFA, which means Starfleet Academy. In the first episode, I was typing out and I would have put SA, but then I was like, put an F in the middle of that. Episode 1, season 1, episode whatever. So people should know what we're talking about. Star Trek Dead Ensigns, episode, log, whatever, SFA, season 1, episode, whatever. People should know, they're talking about Starfleet Academy in this fucking podcast. Awesome. I'll give it a listen. But then we fucking talk about shit. Let's stop auditing ourselves. Just stop. Let's just move on. Any closing thoughts, Max?
Thank you for listening. If you're still listening,
thank you. We love you. We appreciate you.
Yeah. You beautiful bastards. For some reason, you're still
if
here.
You are only listening because of the Starfleet Academy conversations. Please keep listening. I hope you've at least enjoyed everything that wasn't the Starfleet Academy conversations and would like to listen to more. We'll probably talk about Starfleet Academy again in the future. We don't stop talking about these things. We just wait. It's more like we just wait until it's germane, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't know. I hope people have had fun. Anything in particular for next week?
Not really. I don't have anything planned. I need to just go back to watching movies because I've just been not doing it, man. I need to go and just like fucking sit down. And the stuff that I watched like that, I was like, it was really funny because I was like, I did watch some movies, but I watched Ghost Ship and Death Ship, and I was like, there's nothing to fucking say about this movie. So what am I doing? Like literally, I was like, it's like it was.
You just get this feeling sometimes of like, because none of it feels like wasted time, but then sometimes you go to think about it, and you're like, maybe that is like the definition of a wasted moment. Maybe I really did just waste like an hour and a half because I don't even feel like I could talk and relate something about this to
That's
somebody.
true, yeah. It's
I just am like there was an hour of my life where it's like I may as well have just been asleep.
Unfortunately I blame our friend. He said he was gonna watch Ghost Ship, so I watched it and he hasn't, and then he said I meant Death Ship, and then I was like, haha, it would be funny if I watched Death Ship, and he still hasn't watched Ghost Ship. And then I did that, and he didn't laugh. I don't think he even appreciated the fact that I did that. So
why I even started watching Star Trek, and he watched like 3 episodes.
Well,
thank you for listening to this wonderful episode of Dead Ensigns. It's been a pleasure to deliver it to your ears, sultrily. Is that a word?
Manly.
Give it another take. Hold on, give it another take.
Ben, manly.
It's been, I need another clean take of it. Okay, all right. It's been a pleasure to deliver this to your ears in a manly fashion. As we are manosphere. Ooh, here we go, Max.
Yeah.
Hot new social media trend. We're gonna start manosphere magician social media. Manosphere, like MANA.
But they're not real. They're not.
No,
real.
that's the joke.
But what do you mean?
I'm saying it's a joke social media trend.
That's gonna die in like 3 days.
That's fine, as long as it's 3 days of fun and enjoyment that we can link back to our show.
And then people will come.
Oh my god, your vision is small. You have blinders on.
I remember. I was like, I wonder what else are these Manosphere guys involved in? Oh, Dead Ends. That Star Trek themed podcast that they don't talk about Star Trek on.
Doesn't matter. We'll keep lock it away in your brain.
Okay.
We'll do it like after the rebrand. Okay?
Manosphere, yes.
Manosphere, and it's like magician wizard influences online, right?
Okay.
Anyway, This has been a wonderful episode. I've had so much fun. If you've enjoyed this episode as much as I have, please go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Stitcher, Deezer, Podcast Freaks, Podcast Addicts, Podcast.com. Maybe that's a thing. I don't know. You'll be able to find us. You'll be able to save or share the podcast and rate it or review it in some way. It's all appreciated. You can also check us out on YouTube, Dead Ensigns on YouTube. You can like, comment, and subscribe there. But if you don't want to leave a comment there, you can go to deadensigns@gmail.com. You can send an email to, I should say, deadensigns@gmail.com. That's Dead Ensigns.
Send us your manly thoughts.
Send us your most manly thoughts, and we will critique the manliness of them.
Yeah.
And let you know, could it be manlier?
Yeah, exactly. We'll give
There's
you some
always
tips
room. There's always room.
for more manliness.
Have a beautiful week. We'll talk to you next time. Farewell.
Bye.
It's shorted out, sir. We're gonna have to phaser it.
Then what are you waiting for?
Right away, sir.
Faster would be better, Ensign.
I can't, sir. We don't want to...
That's enough.
But, sir...
Stand aside, Carlton. I'm going through. You're alive. Good.